Hi everyone. In today's lesson, we're going to learn about perimeter and circumference. Now, the word perimeter is derived from the word that means measure around. So what we're going to be doing is measuring the distance around in these examples. We're going to start with this first example of measuring the distance on each of the sides around this figure. So as you can see here, the perimeter is to sum all of these different sides. And we have a side here that looks like it's an unknown value. The way we're going to accomplish finding that side is by taking the distance of the longer side and subtracting out the two pieces that we know. So here we can say 15 for the longer side minus 7, which is the sum of the two values of the wall, gives us 8. That value is going to be the value of that missing piece that we see here. So now we essentially have all of the sides, all of the values of the sides that we need to measure the distance around this figure, or essentially to find the perimeter. So let's go ahead and do that. Our perimeter is going to be equal to the sum of all of these different values of the sides, which gives us 58 inches. Now moving on to our next concept, we have calculating the perimeter or the distance around a circle. In general, circles or the perimeter around a circle are measured in diameters, specifically 3.14 diameters. The value of 3.14 is actually an abbreviated version of a value called pi. We're going to denote pi using this symbol here. And pi is going to be approximately equal to 3.14. Again, we're going to abbreviate that value because it is a long irrational number that technically is unwieldy or not fun to work with. The perimeter of a circle is known as the circumference. So the circumference, or the distance around the circle, can be measured by taking the equation pi times the diameter, or 2 times pi times the radius. The reason is because it can take two radiuses to make up one diameter, as you can see in this diagram here. So taking a look at our first example, we are going to calculate the circumference of the circle that has a radius of 3 centimeters. Since we know the formula for circumference is equal to 2 times pi times r, alternatively, we can say it's equal to pi times the diameter. So what we're going to do here is write down the values that we know to find our circumference. We know that the radius is equal to 3. Therefore, the diameter is going to be 2 times the radius, which is 2 times 3, or 6. So we can calculate this two ways so you can see that it works the same. If our circumference is 2 times pi times r, that's going to give us 2 times 3.14 times 3, which is equal to 18.84 centimeters. If we do it the other way, using the circumference is equal to pi times d, we're going to take 3.14 times our diameter of 6. You'll see that this is going to give us the same value that we calculated previously of 18.84 centimeters. Now let's take a look at some practice by calculating the perimeter of these figures below. In our first example, they want us to calculate the perimeter of this figure, and we have most of the dimensions, except we're missing one piece. The perimeter is going to be equal to the sum of all of the different sides. We have 5 to start with. We also see that we have this value of 2 here at the top. We have another value of 2 on the side. And then we have this piece here, which is unknown at this point. So let's just go ahead and put a placeholder there for that value. Next, we have another side here that's also equivalent to 2, a value of 4, another value of 5 on the right-hand side, and then finally, our value of 12. Let's work on identifying the missing value here. As we did in our previous example, we can find that missing value by taking the longest side and subtracting the values that we know, which are 2 and 4. So therefore, 12 minus 2 and minus 4 gives us 6, and that's going to be the missing value that we're going to add into our perimeter. So adding each of these values, 5 plus 2, plus another 2, plus 6 plus 2, plus 4, plus 5, plus 12, is going to give us a total of 38 kilometers. And we can now move on to the next problem, which is finding the radius of a circle. In this next example, we're given the radius of a circle is 5 inches, and they want us to find the circumference, or basically the perimeter of the circle. So let's use our circumference formula. Our circumference is equal to 2 times the value of pi times r. That's going to be 2 times 3.14 times our radius of 5. Now multiplying all of these values out, that's going to give us a circumference of 31.4 inches. Finally, let's move on to the last example. We're going to be finding the perimeter of the figure here on the right. As you can see, we have 3 different sides that are going to be equal to a value of 6. And then we have this half circle or semicircle over here on the right-hand side. So let's start by going ahead and calculating the perimeter. We know that we have 3 different sides to add to start: 6 plus another 6 and plus another 6. And now I have this missing piece that I want to measure the area around, which is a half circle. So let's use the concept of the circumference to find that value of the half circle. We start with 2 times pi times r. But one of the things we have to keep in mind is that this is a half circle. So given that it's a half circle, what do we have to do? We have to now divide that value by 2. So let's not forget to do that when we're calculating the circumference of this piece. Our circumference is going to be equal to 2 times the value of pi. So we've got 2 times 3.14 times our radius, which is 3. Let's not forget to divide that entire value by 2 because it's a semicircle. That's going to give us a circumference of 9.42. We can now use this 9.42 to plug into our perimeter formula for that final value that we have here. So now our perimeter is going to be equal to 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9.42, which gives us a value of 27.42 feet. And now we've done our third example. Great job, everyone. I hope you're feeling accomplished with these concepts. And now it's your turn. So what I'd like for you to do is take a look at these figures here and calculate the perimeter of each. Comment with your answers in the comment section, and I'll get back to you and let you know how you did. Good luck, everyone. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a like, and feel free to subscribe to my channel for additional content. See you next time.